interesting.
Campanella trying to throw that right hand. He was holding as well. Yeah, when he walked into the ring, he seemed to be looking at the crowd a lot.
Just very relaxed.
And down he goes from a left hand.
And maybe not focused. That was my point.
He has been down before in his career.
He's still looking around as if he's more interested in what's going on outside the ring than inside. And Giorgio Campanella will get him interested real quick. Hey, he's hurt by the right hand. It's not a knockdown, but that right hurt him.
And he's as dry as a bone.
And he's slugging.
Campanella has 6 first-round knockouts.
And jabbing his way in. Let me tell you, this fight will be won by who lands the best left hook. They're both landing them.
And still 2 minutes to go in this first round.
And you're right. Oscar De La Hoya is dry as a bone. He does not look warmed up.
The pro De La Hoya crowd trying to rally behind him.
Well, if Giorgio Campanella needed anything to get over this scene, if he wasn't over it, that knockdown will help him.
Sometimes that bunker mentality, us against the world, just focused in.
Now, De La Hoya is starting to fight the right way, throwing jabs out there, keeping Campanella busy so he can't just hit him. De La Hoya walked in to slug with Campanella and got a shot, didn't he?
Now there's a right hand that lands.
And it all came because De La Hoya started using his skills, the jab and the combination. And of course, it's the second time he's been down as a pro, but that time he was hurt much more than he was against Narciso Valenzuela. Let me tell you, when Campanella cranks that left hook, Bob, he's got a good one. And that's the punch that hurt De La Hoya. Campanella's not done yet, believe me. He's going to land some more left hooks. We'll just see what effect they have.
Still not a lot of snap on that jab from De La Hoya.
But he's using it well as a rangefinder. And see now, there's something he's got to be careful about, though, De La Hoya. He can't throw too many left hooks early in this fight because that will open himself up to Campanella's left hook. You saw Campanella throw it again.
It's a combination. Everything that De La Hoya throws, the crowd will react wildly.
Giorgio Campanella is making a fundamental error here. What he landed to knock De La Hoya out was a left hook. That's the punch he should go back to. He's not putting himself in position to throw that punch. And he's giving De La Hoya a pass here.
Round number 1 in the books. What a round 1 as De La Hoya goes back to his corner for some instruction.
Right now.
Robert Alcazar couldn't be more precise in what he's saying. And there is why he's saying it. De La Hoya stood in front of Giorgio Campanella. And the reason that he wants him to box is because he stood in front of him and he got hit with left hooks. And he got hit with one specific left hook that really hurt him. And he traded left hooks.
And we begin round number 2. They touch the gloves. De La Hoya knocked down early in round number 1. And as Al, you pointed out, it was the second time in his career that he's gone down in round 1.
It is indeed, and this time, Bob, it was a much more powerful punch. As you look at the numbers in round 1, and ironically, Oscar De La Hoya landing more punches before it was all over.
And his trainer, Robert Alcazar, really stepped on the pedal, Al, in between rounds 1 and 2. The things that you had mentioned in round 1 that Oscar needs to do. Play with him a little, box with him a little.
And the movement is important, as is the jab of De La Hoya. And that's what I said in that first round before we heard Robert Alcazar. Look at the difference it makes. When you jab first, you can make those things happen. Now the left hook of Campanella is rendered useless.
Campanella trying to play back a little bit. Minute gone by in round 2.
Now, for Giorgio Campanella, we know what De La Hoya needs to do and what he has now started to do effectively. How can Campanella get past that? And that is to bull your way in, be as rough as you need to be, and just start cranking hooks to the body and the head. It's that simple for Campanella. You're not going to outbox Oscar De La Hoya. Don't throw the hook from outside like he's doing. Bull your way in. If you have to rush in head first, Bob, get inside where you can crank up those hooks.
There's that jab. We saw it in the Olympics. We saw it in his professional career. When De La Hoya finds that, he's tough to beat.
He's almost impossible to beat once that punch gets in there. And I'm going to tell you something. I think Oscar De La Hoya was distracted at the beginning of this fight. I think his mind wasn't in it.
And now he's starting to score against Campanella, and is Campanella resting on his laurels of that early knockdown? He doesn't seem to be doing anything to get inside. And De La Hoya now with the combination, and Campanella just not fighting back.
Now, for Oscar De La Hoya, there's one pitfall that remains, and that is trading hooks with Campanella. He's got to be careful about doing that, but if he does all this, he'll get back to being in total control of this fight, which he is right now.
Well, Campanella blocked off a couple of those punches on the inside, but there's the jab to start it all, Al.
Well, it's obviously a different De La Hoya. When you jab, when you move...
Oh, Campanella, delay reaction. He is hurt, and down he goes.
Now, he was on his knee. I got to tell you, I'd take a point away from De La Hoya for hitting him when he was on his knee, but they're not going to do it.
So each fighter has been down through the first 2 rounds. And Campanella's still hurt. A fighter can only be saved by the bell in the last round, but Campanella does get up. And his corner is upset, saying he was hit after the bell.
Well, their bigger claim is that he was hit when he was down before. And as they talk to Giorgio Campanella in that corner, I think the one thing they are trying to get across to him is he's got to get on the inside. Now there's De La Hoya hitting him. You got to take a point away for that. That is illegal and it's wrong, and I don't care who it is doing it, whether it's Oscar De La Hoya or anybody. You don't do that. It's wrong, and Joe Cortez was very late in getting in. Here's where they claim he was hit after the bell. I couldn't hear the bell, so I can't honestly say that.
And we begin round 3. De La Hoya was knocked down in round number 1. Campanella in round 2, and De La Hoya continues the barrage.
Now, there is Campanella trying to get the hook in.
A left and right score. Campanella is hurt, and down he goes again.
This is a replay of the Valenzuela fight in which De La Hoya was sent down and came out with a vengeance.
Another combination. Down he goes again, and a white towel comes out from his corner. That's it.
That man, Campanella, provided anxious moments for this man, Oscar De La Hoya, early in the fight. I will be fascinated when we talk to him to find out whether, in fact, his mind was straight when he came in that ring, because he just went in wildly and got nailed by Campanella. But in the long run, Oscar De La Hoya got the job done, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did. The second and third rounds, he was very impressive, but you mentioned it beforehand. He looked distracted. Giorgio Campanella went down twice in that third round, and his corner threw in the towel as referee Joe Cortez came in to take a look. And let's take a look at the knockdowns by Oscar De La Hoya.
So let's look at the first knockdown from a couple of different angles.